Hello everyone and welcome to PaxAriaGaming. This is Reg. We're part 9 of Wuchang Fallen Feathers. And we're going to pick up exactly where we ended up last episode. We were fighting the Bo Sorcerer, even though she's a sorceress. Anyway, we were fighting Bo Sorcerer. And I think we died 11 or so times that first time we tried to fight her. So I think I'll show you my 92nd try before successfully beating her in the next try. That's how many times it took me to beat her. So she's now formally broken the record that I had with Ishin Sword Saint and Millennia Blade of Mikola. So
at last! You've come before me.
I promised last time that I would stick with this particular spell.
Heaven stars.
Worked on my dodge, and every time she does her Heaven Star thing, I know when to dodge. Okay, well, alright, so I goofed that time. If I do it right, I'm always going to get my spell recharged.
I shall cleanse all.
And eventually, I should be able to proc fire on her as well.
Be gone.
That move used to kill me all the time. I've changed outfits.
Let us test thy worth.
Okay, so yes, I figured I'd show you guys that one. This one should be the one where I get her. So dodging is important. My blade has a special dodge effect, and if I just pull the left trigger L1, it should dodge automatically. I don't know why I always let myself get hit by that. I should know by now. That's two of them. Get away and heal. See, so she can hit, she can swing, but she's always going to miss if I hit the trigger at the right time, at the correct time. And when she misses like that, it recharges my. You have to be careful when to use the spell, though. If you're too close, she can still hit you. But now that I figured out this dodge thing, she only hits me if I make a mistake. And so what I'm trying to do is get her to use that move. And she's always going to land close enough so that I can get the spell off if I have enough Skyborn Might to do it. Little explosions of magic damage, so you want to stay away from those if you can. I'm going to try to wait till the second part of the fight to call in the White-Robed Elder. If you call him in too early, he'll die. I don't know that it matters. The health pool doesn't seem different for these bosses when there's a summon versus not. In some games, it is. If you bring in a summon, the boss's health pool is double or something like that. That's not true in this one, at least so far.
Starfall.
See, so when she says Starfall, that was another move that would always kill me pretty quickly. So now when she does it, as soon as she says it, I start dodging. I don't wait until she's finished her pronouncement and then dodge, because then you're too late. So part of it is just learning to recognize what she's about to do. This is probably her most common set of spells, the Heaven Stars thing. It always ends up with always ends up with a dodge. Now she's going in her second phase. So I'm going to call out the white-robed elder, who's going to zip in. Did he zip already? I can never tell. He just, yeah, he's there now. He flashes across the arena, which is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of the tree. So she has a couple of new spells in this phase. She seems to be, I think she's aggroed onto him. So I was trying to get close enough to use Leech against her, but she still hits hard, and it doesn't do enough damage for me to be trying to trade blows with her like that. She caught me healing. That audio signal that you heard, that audio cue that you heard, if you're standing next to her when you hear that, she's going to slit your throat. And that's the end of the fight. Actually, no, I don't think she slits your throat. I think she grabs you, steps on you 4 or 5 times. If you're not at full health, you'll die. If you're at half health, you'll die. If you're at full health, you'll probably survive it without a lot of health left. So the idea is when you hear that, you want to be far away. Now I stay far enough away from her that she doesn't catch me. In one of the other zillion playthroughs that I had for this particular boss fight, she did catch me twice. But most of the time I stay far enough away that she can't.
I shall cleanse all.
You heard that cue again, so you want to watch out for it. So yeah, this is good. He's doing his job. He's still alive. If I brought him in the first part of the fight, he'd be dead by now. And fire is blocked on her, so she's dying a slow death anyway. And there she is. 93 tries later, Bo Sorcerer is dead.
Your sufferings have been
I sincerely hope the other boss fights aren't as bad as this. This was tough. And during those attempts, every, I guess, 10 or 12 attempts, after that, I go level up one more time. To just break the monotony of just continually fighting her over and over again. It was over a 3-day period. So for 3 days, I didn't make any progress. I just continued to fight her. So you do learn, you get a little muscle memory in your hands and fingers in terms of what you need to do when. But I was also leveling up, which helped. What I didn't level up a lot was vitality, which I really need to invest in a little bit more. I've invested in agility, which helps with my weapon. Of course, I've been over-invested in magic, so I should probably go and take some of those points out, since 50 is really the cap. And take them out and put them somewhere else. So what we need to do now is track down the white-robed elder. I'm going back here to see if a shrine appeared. It's funny, in some of the boss arenas a shrine will appear at the end of the fight, and others they don't. And I'm not sure what the logic is between just not putting one in all of the boss arenas. I know this is a side area. But I just find it strange that you successfully beat the boss and, you know, no shrine appears. So anyway, we're going to go forward here. Actually, no, we're not going to go forward. We're going to go and find the white-robed elder, and then we'll progress out of this area. We're done with this particular part of Mount Zhenwu. I guess this is technically Mount Zhenwu. It's sort of a transition period between, a transition area between Cloudspire and Mount Zhenwu. But you'll actually get to a place that's actually called Mount Zhenwu. You'll see it pop up when we get there. When we came here, it didn't mention that we were in Mount Zhenwu, even though from a chapter division standpoint, it looks like we are. This is chapter 3.
Almighty Father in heaven, sins can be forgiven, the flesh restored, for life itself is eternal. Amen. Your feathers, have you too been touched by the Lord's blessing? No, you still seem clear of mind. Could it be? Oh, Almighty Lord, I give thanks for bringing me before your messenger. Messenger, what is the will of the Lord? Am I not devout enough to behold the coming of the Lord? No, you're not his messenger. Jiangxi and Zhong, our sovereign, shall rise again as the Holy Sun, ushering in the radiant kingdom of God. And I shall sprout wings blessed by heaven. You devil! You'd lure me straight into Satan's embrace!
Okay, he's the gentleman that the guy at the refugee camp was talking about. And we'll go back to him eventually and let him know that we found his buddy. And we will see Buglio or Buglio? I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. If you're pronouncing it correctly, it would be Buglio, but I don't know. Sometimes these games, the English translation is a little different, so he may pronounce it Buglio, but it should be pronounced Buglio. Anyway, with that done, let's make our way to the tomb to find the White Robe Elder. We've been this way before, but we didn't go to the tomb. I think it was an area there was nothing over there or nothing to do over there. It's just an empty area. And it's still mostly an empty area. The only thing there is the White Robed Elder. Okay, I'm looking around because I'm not sure what else is in here, but there's nothing else in here except the White Robed Elder.
You have aided me in accomplishing my wish. I led a contingent of soldiers against these monsters. Although I pried a divine treasure from their dying claws, None who followed me lived to see the light again. The relic reawakened the general and his warriors, but their minds were gone, lost to the abyss. Their struggle is over now, and they can finally rest in peace. Discern the truth, and then we shall speak again.
Okay, now that we've finished our little conversation with the white-robed elder, we can now progress to the next region. Or at least out of the marsh. I think that we have to get out of the marshy area. Once we get out of the marsh, we'll be in a more arid type area. And we'll have some doors we can unlock. But before we do all of that, we really need to talk to the NPCs. I've already goofed up one of the quests by not talking to an NPC. Matchsticks quest. But I may have semi-goofed up another one. We'll see. This is the guy who...
The matter of the boat at the docks. If we were to...
Oh, okay, someone's talking.
Silence! Fool!
Hola. What else can I do for you?
Okay, so he doesn't have any more dialogue, even though we found his buddy Bulio.
Begone! If it be food you seek, go find your own.
Child, your arm. The feathering has taken hold, has it not? Zhenwu Temple has fallen to rebels. No medicine remains. Hide here, in camp, lest they seize you as well. The temple was once bursting with activity. The kind Taoists tended to so many. But now, how swiftly times have changed.
You should get a little bit of lore from passing near these tents and seeing who you can talk to. It's like the closed doors in some of the other areas.
What treasures do you have for me today? Let me make an assessment. A thin drum skin. Soft to the touch. Now that's a rare find. Mayhap from an ancient Shu village? They say that their dead are placed in hanging coffins, where apparently they grow wings and take flight when the time is right. Rumor has it they fly toward nearby forests. Over time, stories of the Great Feathered One began to surface. Whether it's legend or truth, I'm certain that where the Great Feathered One is, treasure abounds. It's only right I come clean, faced with a mighty warrior such as yourself. I have fine goods aplenty. Why not take a gander? If you've got more than you need, don't forget to drop by and support my humble business.
On the other side of that door is the Zhenwu mountain area. We will unlock it from the other side. This door also is in Mount Zhenwu, which we will also unlock from the other side. A different section of Zhenwu.
Hey, you made it. Got some new stuff for you. Come back soon, you hear? Hey, you made it. Got some new stuff for you.
I still need to work on the whole benediction set things. I think I may have one. I'm not sure I have any real good ones, but my understanding is they really, really do enhance your weapons. Okay, so I think we have chitter-chattered with everybody at this camp. No, we haven't. We have the... I thought the little boy was down here. Okay, so we have her. We've spoken to her. There's an item we have to give her when we get it. I don't think we have it yet. But this is the sort of transition period from the transition area from the refugee camp to Mount Zhenwu. And yes, the Avian creatures don't only live in the marsh, they're here too. There are a number of them. I don't know whether as many as were in the marsh, but they are definitely a featured enemy type that we'll be facing throughout this area. This is the spell I got from Bo Sorcerer. It's pretty good, but it takes forever to to sort of load up. It's a high cost in terms of Skyborn might. Now, the smarter move, which I didn't know at the time, I do know now, would have been to kite the Avian guy over to straight ahead, where I'm looking, and my inner demon will appear, and just let them fight it out. But I didn't know the inner demon would appear, and once you kill that Avian guy, he doesn't come back. Which is interesting, because in other parts of the game, they do come back when you reset the world, but this one does not. So I did fight her once, and then the game crashed midway through the fight. So that's why I'm back at this particular point. She, you know, some versions of her is more terrifying than others. This one is less so because she seems to move slow. She does hit hard. She's a little bit like the senior maidens. She hit really, really hard. So if you want to trade with her, like if you want to use leech and trade with her, you're going to lose that. At least my character will lose that fight. See, if I timed it right, she spins 5 times. When she gets to the 5th time, if I was close, I can get some damage in. Because she's so freaking intimidating, I'm staying as far away as I can. And this is one of the automatic inner demon fights, right? They're the ones that you fight when your madness is all the way at the top, and she will appear, and then the ones that are protecting something. So she's probably protecting a chest. One of the little ones, not one of the flask upgrade ones. One of the things, there we go. Alright, so we got another one of the temper needles. And we have this little chest here. Okay, not bad. Although I'm probably never going to use lightning. I thought there was an item over here when I was fighting. I saw sort of a blue sparkly thing, but I don't see it now. Yeah, I don't see it. So we will continue we're going to hang a right and follow this path. This will take us down into a rebel camp. That has, it's not overwhelming with enemies, but it does have enemies. There are a couple of them firing cannons at you. There is one up above that will shoot fire arrows at you, and then there are the sort of regular types of enemies and a couple of dogs. So nothing that we haven't faced before. So this little area will not have new enemy types. And there is I think there are 2 chests spread throughout this little area. And there's a tunnel that will lead us to another area. So it's not a huge space. There's some branching paths, but it really leads us to Mount Zhenwu proper, which we'll get to once we complete this area. We're not there yet, even though this section is called that. But this is the refugee camp. Not refugee, this is the rebel camp. So we've seen this enemy before.
General.
Not nearly as intimidating as they were the first time we fought them. We definitely want to look into each of these little tents to make sure we're not missing anything. One of the tents has the chest, a little chest in it. And the other thing is I can't tell where those where the cannons are. You'll know when they start shooting at you. So you want to not linger too much when you're out in the open, and then once you figure out which direction they're coming from, the cannon fire, you can then move around them. This got me a little paranoid because I know there are enemies around here. there aren't people in the tents that you can talk to like in the other areas. But I wasn't sure. That ladder ahead is where we came from. So there's this little section here. Once we clear it out, although I do see an item over there, then we'd move to the right and clear that part out. And then that leads to... Actually, there's another area. I couldn't figure out how to get over there. I'll show you. And then there's the tent area. Sorry, the tent area. The cave area. The cave tunnel area. It sort of leads a little bit back into the... looks like the Avian area. At least based on the landscape. But we were only there for a short while. We were there to pick up an item. See, if I had the other sword equipped, it would have probably killed him. I have to remember that. I stopped equipping 2 of them because, you know, my button pushing, I'll sometimes switch to the other one, and it doesn't have that evasive maneuver ability. And I'll do it, and Wuchang will just stand there with the sword up in the air and not evading anything. But if I'm gonna do this, which is basically just using magic against these guys, I probably should equip that sword. It's a pretty nice chunk up. Difference between, you know, 264 damage and 3 something damage, so it's probably about a 20% increase in damage. He's probably going to die because of the fire. Yep, he does. Okay, so the arrow guy is up above. We can't, there's nothing we can do to get to him from here. These little rock harvester guys are harmless. And they, poor things, are so terrified. Yeah, see, I tried to get close enough to use magic. I shouldn't be laughing at these guys' terror, but it's hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna end up dying. He definitely has the high ground. And you won't be able to kill him until much later. So it's not something that you're gonna worry about as you clear out this camp. There's really nothing you can do about him. Except avoid being hit. And on the... If we run straight ahead, there are some cannon guys off to our right. Which is why we don't want to run straight ahead. Because we got to deal with them as well. And this guy up above will continue to shoot at you. So the idea is go in, check the tents, clean everything out. And then the way forward is actually beyond the cannon guy. It's over there. And if I were smart, I probably would have snuck up behind the cannon guys and killed them. It's interesting because the game, we'll see how all of these areas are connected as we unlock doors and things like that. It's a pretty, if there was a map, we probably would be surprised at how close everything is. Okay, we want to go in this tent, but the cannon guys are ahead of us over there. And if you have fire bombs and you throw the fire bombs into the clay pots, they'll explode and kill the cannon guy. Okay, we have another pendant. Probably one that won't be used by us. Oh yeah. I forgot. And their mines. The mines are back.
I'll sever your head!
See if I can get him. Wow, I got a poise break using magic. Pretty interesting. So there's an item on the other side of that gate. That's the guy up there that was shooting at us. Yeah, magic's not reaching him. From up above, like I said, much later, you're going to come up behind him. But you have to sort of work your way up there, and it's not near. I tried using the Bo Sorcerer spell, and all it did was knock him out of position. So once he's out of position, I can't even use that again. I hear a bird somewhere. Yeah, it was annoying. Because as a caster, I can see him walking around up there. Because as a caster, you have pretty decent range for a lot of these enemies. You can sort of snipe from a distance. This one you can't. And the ones that are on the towers and some of the other camps that we've been through, you have to be close enough to hit them, and hopefully they'll stay on the edge where you can actually hit them. Because if they move a little, there's the bird. If they move a little bit, that'll happen. Your Vorpal blades will end up hitting the corner or something like that. Which, now that he's out of position, is going to keep happening. So I'm not going to worry too much about him. The way forward is back that way. Just trying to make sure that I have everything that I can get for now. And there are more cannon guys. The cannon guys don't go away. We're going to be dealing with cannons for a while. And in some cases, we can use them to our advantage. I should laugh at these guys. They sound so pathetic. Buddy, with the updates, I can't kill you anymore. Don't worry about it. Over here is where I'm trying to get to, and I can't figure out. You're going to keep firing at me, huh? I can't figure out how to get over there. No worries, buddy. I'm not going to kill you. I'm coming to save your kind. Look, these people have you guys harvesting rocks. I'm trying to kill them, so you shouldn't be afraid of me. I guess those feathers was doing it, right? Okay, I'm just wandering around aimlessly looking to see whether I'm missing anything. The only thing I'm missing is on the other side of that fence, and I can't get to this guy up here. you can't change the angles of the cannon, so you can't really use any of that to your advantage for that guy. See, like over here. I'm sure it's a simple way of getting over there. I'm just missing it. I'm just simply not seeing it. Okay, we got this item is easy to get to. And a couple of enemies behind the tent. Like I said, they're enemies. They're fairly spread out. It's not packed with enemies.
Zhenwu.
That's right. Use a little melee. Not just pure magic, although probably more than I should be using at this point. Okay, so they weren't really... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, what are they hiding back here? I guess it's this item. And there's the little cave area that I mentioned. See, it's interesting because these harvesters don't seem to be terrified by me, but the other ones were. I'm not sure why that is. The other ones are so traumatized. These guys are just chilling. They're just doing their job. There is a breakable barrier that we can go through to get some more loot. Well, that's breakable, but that's not the barrier. Okay, this is taking us back to where we fought the Bo Sorcerer, so this is not the... unless I missed it. This is not the right way. This particular leech is a little stronger than the others. He's hiding a chest that we need. Or at least that we want. Now I gotta run all the way back to where he was to get whatever it was he was protecting. Okay, we basically looped around. Back to our camp. So in this particular instance, I'm not sure what to tell the kid. So I'll just go with the first one. Okay, so I changed my mind at the last second. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to tell him.
Did the monsters chase you too? They're as fierce as they come. I was looking for something to eat when they swarmed me out of nowhere. Ganging up on me, huh? Why not fight me one-on-one, like a man? I don't fear the monsters. I'd gladly give my life for the village, but I'd damn well take a few of them with me.
So this is one of three doors leading back to this refugee camp. The other two we'll get as we make our way through Mount Zhenwu. Okay, we're working our way back to where we were when we took this little detour. Okay, so we're back where we were. We've worked our way through this area once before. So he's just gonna keep, I guess he's on patrol, so he'll just keep walking around. So we want to put him out of his misery. We want to work our way back around to the area that I mentioned was progression earlier. And we'll do that, but we also have to deal with the cannon guys that are waiting for us, and a number of Lotus priests in that little section as well. Okay, so now we need to work our way down this corridor. Take these two guys out. And die in the process. So we'll pick up from right where we were. And be more careful this time through. So the strat here would be simply to wait from the fire of the cannon one more time and then run forward while dodging. Yeah, they won't hit you if you run forward and dodge. I don't know why I keep backing away. It's just the explosion is doing, but you can see the cannon coming. It's not... That's true. When you get up there, you want to be able to... Right, eventually... There we go. Successful dodge. They almost killed me. One down. Heal. Okay, now it should be a little bit easier. Waiting for him to do his little spin move. He didn't do the spin move, but that's okay. Okay, so let me retrieve my stuff. Grab that item and then open the gate. Now the gate leads into what I consider to be Mount Zhenwu proper. Everything else was outer area stuff, but this is the temple area that has a number of buildings that we have to traverse. A number of enemies, lotus priests. And of course lootable items. So off to the right of the door is a dog, which we can't hit with this thing. But we woke him up from his little doggy slumber. And off to the left, there are no enemies. Up above is the first lotus priest. There are a number of them. The buildings below you can't really go into, but a couple of them you can go around. There is a, what do you call those guys? A summoner? The ones who spit the red balls at you. I don't remember what he is, but there's one of them hidden over on the left-hand side. So this is a pretty intense area to get through, but we'll do it one step at a time. So we'll grab this item. We don't have a similar item on the left side, so we just want to check. There's an item in the middle. I'm not sure at what point the Lotus guy will aggro, but he hasn't yet. And we'll end up killing him multiple times because there's a shrine up ahead. And when we reset the world, which we probably will need to do at this point, since it's been a while since we went to another shrine, this particular priest is going to send those little lotus flower things after you. the despair ones, I think, are actually more dangerous. Because that will kill you pretty quickly if you get close enough to them and you don't have the consumable to get rid of it. Too far away. Okay, you can knock them off of that. And if with the first strike you knock them off, they'll die when they hit the ground. I did learn that later. You can't break through any of those walls, so it's really just about checking along the sides of the buildings to see if there's any loot in this part. Eventually, you'll be going through, I don't think you end up going through all of the buildings, but a number of them you'll go through. Like we see an item off to the side over here. I think that's a dog, and the summoner or whatever that guy is to his right, to the dog's left, I guess. We're going to come back for him, but there's an item over here. There are floor traps and all kinds of little goodies that we'll be dealing with through going through these buildings. I think this area has a total of 3 shrines. This one is probably the one that you're going to use the most. The final shrine will be the one you only really use for the boss fight. The one in the middle sort of is odd. I don't know whether I've ever gone back to that one. Yeah, I don't know whether I've ever gone back to that one. Those ladders that we see off to the left up there, we're going to have to unlock them, and it'll be a shortcut back to the shrine.
Zhenwu.
Okay, so we got the Lotus Priest, and we got that guy. He was off to the left over here. And we sort of kited him out there. We're going to end up in that building at some point soon. But in order to get to that, and there's a despair priest up there. In order to get to that building, you have to go into the building ahead and then cross over up top. So before we do that and go into these buildings, we're gonna have to drop the ladder, and you have to climb up to the roof, and that then progresses you to another section. But before we do any of that, I mentioned that there was a guy over to the left-hand side. My other left. I'm just checking over here to make sure there's nothing that I missed. Doesn't look like it, because usually if it's an item, you'd be able to see it in a distance since it lights up. So we'll go across the way, and on the other side is that guy who's hiding out. And again, if you reset the world, none of those things will reappear. So there's a shrine, and there's a new NPC. Alright, so we didn't get the other guy yet. We're going to go back and get him. We're going to do this first, because it's been a while. And if we die, we at least know the shrine is right here. And then we'll talk to this dude over here, who seems a little drunk.
You again? Well, who would have thought? With Ainungti gone, Sun has taken the remaining soldiers to search for a new
We
place
actually killed
to settle.
Ainungti, so he's gone.
I had hoped to speak with Liu and Xiu once more. The dead should stay in their graves, not walk among us. But he's beyond reason now. Yes, I'm one of the rebels too. For old time's sake, let me give you one last warning. This place is nothing like Cloudspire. Zhenwu Temple's packed with elite soldiers. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay, so I unlocked the shrine, but I didn't reset the world, so these enemies didn't come back yet. So the guy I was talking about is over here. And if I'd just gone and picked that item up, he would have attacked me. Okay, this item better be worth it. I don't think it is, though. Of course not. Okay, so we've done everything in this lower, I guess, pavilion area, I guess is what you would call this. And so now we can begin to work our way up top, and then that allows us to cross over, drop the ladder, and then move into the next region. So if I wanted to go back and reset, now would be a good time to do it, since I got that last guy. You can run past once you reset, you can run past just about anyone except the Lotus Priest that will be on the walkway, because you have to go past him. Yeah, but again, I mentioned before, you can knock him off of that. That item you can't get until you're able to drop down on it from above. This one you can get. That door you can't open until you get to the other side as well.
Still hanging around? You're not the type to listen to advice, are you? Well, go on then. Do what you must.
This. The dead bear no witness.
I couldn't bring myself to lead the army after Father passed. Once that fellow visited the commander's tent, Ainung Ti and Liu Wenxiu took charge.
Yet who would have thought there were traitors among our ranks?
I, Li Dingguo, swear to bring pandemonium upon all who defy Father's will.
Yeah, one of the things I realize is with these dialogues, if you don't exhaust them, you may end up goofing a quest. I think I goofed a quest in Cloudspire by not exhausting a particular NPC's dialogue, which doesn't have implications for the ending that you get, but the NPC may become hostile. So yeah, I figured now's a good time to reset the world. Doesn't make sense to not do that, because we're now moving to a sort of a new section. So yes, our Lotus guy is back, but not to worry, because what we're going to do is knock him off of that and kill him. We're not going to fight the other guy again. There's no reason to. Well, come on, Reg. You know that's not going to work. Once you clear an area once, unless you just want XP, there's no real reason to fight these guys over and over again. So then he'll die. So now we will go, we're going to make our way to the left and through the building to the left. And I think there are only a couple of enemies in here. And then we'll cross over to the other building on the other side. No new enemy types. I think there are a couple of bandits. Maybe one of those rebel soldiers. Yeah, he's hiding in the back. Okay. Now we work. I think I was going to say there are no more enemies in here. That's not true. I think there's a couple of little bandits in here. The little short ones. Some of these buildings have the floor traps. This one doesn't, but some of the other ones do. The spike versions come out of the ground. So you have to be a little bit careful as you're walking around. I think they are... Okay, there's a regular guy and then there are bandits. Yeah, they're not difficult enemies, but they can end up shoving you off of the this roof, and if you get shoved off, you will die. So going across here, there is a despair Lotus Priest, or a despair priest. So, like all the other ones, you want to kill them as quickly as you can. Make sure that you have the consumables that would dispel despair. He doesn't see you. Once he sees you, you begin to build up despair. Okay, that was one of the easier ones to get. The other ones aren't that easy because there's usually more than one. These are the traps for that particular item. So you can take your chances and just run through, or you can just wait, look at the timing, and just walk through like this. This is also great for kiting enemies who may be chasing you, because there are traps in other parts of these buildings. And there are a couple of them where the enemies, if you can get them to run over the traps, it'll kill them. There's a particular enemy type, one of the ones that we saw earlier in the game. So like a birdman, but not the avian birds. They seem to have a pretty decent health pool, but if they get trapped on one of those things, they'll get killed pretty easily. Okay, there is a pot lady hidden in here somewhere, and we haven't seen one of them in a long time. There she is. Yep, they're still as annoying as they were. If you're not at full health, those little traps can kill you. But the goal is, if you can, to kite the enemy over there and let the traps do the job. Okay, that leads back down to the shrine. So this is our shortcut. Especially before you get to the next shrine. There's a couple of difficult enemies coming up. And this makes the run back a lot easier than if we hadn't gotten this particular one. Okay, so now that we've made it back here, we're going to wrap things up with this particular episode. And when we come back, we're going to make our way through most of the rest of this region. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care for now. Bye. And remember, uploads every Tuesday and Friday.